What do you do? This is perhaps one of the most common questions that people are asking when they first meet each other. And it's usually referring to what do you do for work? And it can be also one of the more anxiety inducing or scary or just annoying questions that we get asked. So I want to talk about how we can embrace this question and answer it in an effective way that's maybe more fun and fulfilling and strategic for you. Let's jump in. Hey there, my name is Jeff Perry. I'm a leadership and career development expert and author of The Intentional Engineer. And today we're talking about how do you answer the question, what do you do? Right? So first of all, just step back and consider, when you hear that question, are you afraid of that? Does that bring up something inside of you? You're just like, oh, I don't want to get asked that question one more time, please. And that's for a few different reasons. First of all, maybe you feel like that's annoying, like I'm more than just my job. Or maybe you're like, I don't know how to answer that question. Or maybe you're unemployed and so you're feeling kind of shameful about that. For whatever reason, let's talk about some ways that we can shift this. So a couple different ways that we can approach answering a question. We can do that in a very quick and simple way. So I want you to think about the concept of an elevator pitch. And elevator pitch comes from the concept like, hey, if you're just in the elevator with someone, how can you introduce yourself in a way that you can kind of get done with during the elevator ride? Okay. Well, sometimes elevator rides are only moving from one floor to the next, and that's the first version I want to share with you. And that's kind of a 5-second pitch. Like, okay, if you were to share in like 1 or 2 sentences, what would you say? Let me give you a couple of structures and examples to help you just quickly explain how you might say, hey, what do you do, in a very quick way. I am insert your role or profession, looking to make a transition into insert industry. So if you are trying to make a career transition, you can quickly say that, right? So you're not just saying I'm a mechanical engineer or software engineer or engineering manager or whatever that is. You're giving at least just a little bit more context talking about where you're headed. Okay, here's another version. I'm well positioned for insert role or function due to my background experience for a number of years working in a particular industry and role. Okay, this might be great for someone who is out of a job right now, where, yeah, right now you may not be working, but you're talking about your experience and what you can do in your education or your background and what you're looking for, right? So it's a great way to be really positive about the value that you bring. Another version, especially if you're trying to make some sort of career transition, is something like this. My big goal right now is to break into a particular industry so I can use my skills, insert the skills that you would say, to insert the value that you bring. So you want to showcase your skills and the value you bring and the role or industry that you're trying to break into, right? So you're just trying to bring up who you are and what you bring to the table. So this just gives you a little bit of a structure for a very short one. Now, a lot of times you want to go a little bit further than that. And so we would perhaps want you to also think about how could you deliver kind of like a 30-second elevator pitch, right? So I want to give you a different version, and all of this comes in and is inside of my book, The Intentional Engineer. It's in the book, as well as a related workbook, which you can get when you buy the book as well. Here's one structure, and then I'll give you a final example. Okay, you say, so I am insert your role or profession, helping a certain group of people. Who do you help in your roles to do blank? What do you do to help people? So what's your role? I help people to do this. My greatest passion is to insert that. And what makes me different from most people is blank. So share something that makes you different or sets you apart, right? It's great to learn, perhaps, and this is a kind of a transition phase in terms of connecting. If you're connecting with someone about a particular job or opportunity or company or something, saying it's great to learn that this opportunity that we're talking about aligns perfectly with my career goals. Have you ever blank. And so really the whole point here is to finish with a question to keep the conversation going. So have you ever considered this? What are the most important traits or skills in this role? Something like that. You just want to ask a question to keep the conversation going. So it's not all about you. You're going back to them, right? So let me give you an example that's fully fleshed out, right? I'm a mechanical engineer helping aerospace companies optimize their designs for manufacturing success. One of my greatest passions is to see my designs get implemented and perform in critical environments. What's unique about what I do is that I have worked in design and technician roles, so I have a perspective of those who work on the manufacturing floor as I optimize mechanical designs. It's great to learn that this engineering role that we're talking about aligns perfectly with my career goals and aspirations. What do you think are the most important traits or skills that you are looking for in filling this role? So this isn't the only example. It just is one structure or a few different structures that I've shared with you that can give you a little bit of scaffolding, perhaps, to craft something that works for you in your context, your role, and what your goal is as you're trying to connect with new people, introduce yourself, and answer this question, what do you do? So my invitation to you is to say, hey, if you don't have some sort of elevator pitch, a short version and perhaps a longer version, as you're networking, connecting with people inside or outside of your organization, please do that. Please craft one so that if you have to answer, or if I ask you, what do you do? I'm not left confused, and I know exactly who you are, the value you bring to the table, and how I might be able to utilize that in a great way. So please spend the time to do that, practice it, and then start utilizing it in your conversations. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Jeff Perry, leadership and career development expert, and I love helping people learn how to communicate and embrace the value that they bring to the table in their careers and their lives. And so if you're struggling with how to do that in some form or fashion, I'd love to connect with you and help you do that so that you can level up in your existing organization or make an intentional career transition to become who you want to become. I'm so grateful that you're here. I hope to see you on the next video.